Hello and welcome again to Paul's Racing Channel and to the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Eldridge Air Conditioning. And on to round 8 of our Aston Martin GR4 Championship. Heading all the way down to Australia for this next round to the Mount Panorama circuit in Bathurst, New South Wales. 3.8 mile anti-clockwise circuit, this one, and 23 corners. So a fantastic track, this one. Lots of drivers love this one. Of course, a real life public road course, actually, this one. And yeah, going to have some thrilling racing here, especially across the top of the mountain, where it always provides fun and games up there, shall we say. So I'm sure there's going to be plenty of them things going on up there to watch out for. So 22 laps around here then for this endurance race. And, well, let's get on with the grid going into this one. So Aspect is there in pole position, our championship leader. Then we've got Nath in second. A big thanks to Nath for the replay here for this one. Silly Shot in third. Conrad in fourth. We've got Dan in fifth. Taff in sixth. Firepower in seventh. Carlsberg eighth. Sy in ninth. Tidders in 10th, so, and got a new driver here. Tidders joining us quite late in the championship, maybe just a little wild card, just trying it out, see what he thinks. But welcome to Tidders. And we've got Vane in 11th, Crossbones in 12th, and Daddy Dims in 13th. Right, sit back. This one's going to be an absolute thriller. I can guarantee that. 22 laps, as I say, round here. As they cross the line and get this one underway. Remember the usual score with the tyres, all three compounds to be used, minimum of 3 laps on the hard tyre. So softs for Aspect, Nath on the softs, hards for Silly Shot, so he's going hard early on. The pressure from Conrad up the mountain straight now. Now is it going to be a move on? Conrad has a look, and there is a pass. There's a pass in place up here at Griffin's Bend, but slides it round as Conrad, and he gets done by Dan as well. Took too much curb, and there's a coming together there with Dan, and who is that? And my goodness, Dan's all the way back, and he's stranded in the middle, and thankfully no one hits him as he all stream past, and he's back to the back of the field. Let's have a quick look what happened there. I see him going sideways. We've got Taff and it's both teammates, isn't it? It is the two teammates getting each other's way. There was Taff trying to go up the inside, or on the outside, I should say, of Dan, and it just wasn't enough room there for him. I'm sure Dan actually knew he was there as well, so way back to 13th he goes. Taff will, of course, wait for him. That's not a good sign for the two Vodafone drivers coming together of teammates. So Taff, well, he did wait. But I think he's probably got the signal to go from Dan. He had a lot of damage as well, Dan, so he's got to get back up. He's on them hard tyres. So just trying to get back up to speed now, but disaster for Team Vodafone. So down in 12th and 13th place as they now head on towards, Dan getting his wheels on the grass there. You don't want to be going through it there as you hit the S's. Through Skyline. Through the dipper. And Taff's messed up the dipper there. And again, the two teammates, been sure they weren't going to hit anyone there, were they? Weren't going to come together again, but Taff into the S's, down into the dipper, and he just gets it wrong here. Smashes the outside wall there at the dipper, and then kind of tries and get out of the way, and Dan gets past, so Dan does eventually get that place back that Taff waiting for him, but little mistake from Taff. Puts him back to 13th, and he's all over the shop in a minute. He's got bad damage at the front, so that's not helping his cause, but back up the front. I think Nathan's actually taken the lead, he has. So where did that take place? Obviously we were focusing on the Vodafone coming together, weren't we? There it is up here. Now that's through the dipper, isn't it? So when Aspect, our leader's messed up and done a Taff, and that's allowed Nath to go through. So Nath then takes the lead. So it's all happening here on the first lap. Told you there's going to be fun and games. And this is only lap 1. So just another 21 laps to go for these boys to, try and sort things out. But Nathan's soft tyres then. as they head down Conrod Straight now towards the chase. The fastest corner in motorsport, this one. Hard on the brakes now. And down to final corner, Murray's corner, to complete lap 1. So Aspect back to second after his little mistake. Then we got Silly Shot still there in third, Conrad in fourth, and then a bit of a gap back then to Carlsberg in fifth. Firepower doing well there in sixth place. Tidders into seventh, actually up to seventh place. So Tidders going quite well there in seventh place. Our newbie, too sure who he's taken over from. Can't think who normally drives the Haribo car, but as I say, coming in as a bit of a wild card, I think. Crossbones in 8th with Si behind in 9th as they head up Mountain Straight. Now Si's going to line up a move. Crossbones on the hard tyres as well as Si, so both on hard tyres here, but Si's got that run on him with that slipstream as well. I'm sure he's going to have a go here at Griffin's, but maybe just had to lift a little bit there, Si, otherwise he was going to hit the outside wall. So they come up through towards the cutting. Another difficult corner, this one here, the cutting. Got to get it right. Car does go a little bit light on exit as they come up the hill now towards the top of the mountain. Fane in 10th. And then we got the Vodafone guys there, and Daddy Dim's all the way back to 13th. So he's been passed as Daddy Dim's, and he's obviously had an off somewhere because he's got front right damage. So I think every car will at some point in this race come a cropper somewhere. But back at the front, an Aspect looks like he's now got the momentum back up, and he's better out there out of Forest's elbow and picking up speed along Conrod Straight now up the back of Nath. Looks like he's got a lot more pace, both on the soft tyres. That Aspect then, he's not going to have a go through the chase, that's impossible. But might wait till Murray's corner at the end. We did have a think about it, didn't he? Through there, took a bit of curb, bounced off that, that's going to unsettle the car. And then down towards Murray's for the second time. Does he have a go here? No, he doesn't. Possibly up at turn 1 at Hell's Corner, will he have a move? But no, better exit there from Nath. Just put a couple of cars' lengths between himself and Aspect there, so Nath then better through that last couple of corners, did Nath. And then screeches it round Hell's Corner. Bit of understeer City there, and Aspect with a better run, of course. He wasn't sliding, tries to go around the outside, almost on the grass as they go side by side up now towards Griffin's Bend, up over the rise. Up to turn 2. He gets it done, does Aspect. Yeah, lovely clean move between our two leaders. Silly Shot there going through shot in towards the cutting. And I'll repeat what I said previously on some videos, that Silly Shot is probably the most consistent driver here in this championship. He doesn't get involved in too much stupidness, does he? Just keeps it there and seems to get himself a podium at the end of the day, which is what it's all about, getting consistent points. So watch our leaders now coming through Skyline down into the S's. Now through the dipper, really throws the car sideways through there. You've got to be have it really set to get it controlled through there. And also on the brakes here at Forest Elbow, you're downhill, it's off camber. Horrible corner this, Forest Elbow, but yeah, a couple of little stabs of the brake there from Silly Shot. So we see Carlsberg in 4th place, coming round as well. And Firepower's got himself to 5th, so Firepower making progress, actually, so doing really well with Firepower. He's still got Carlsberg in his sights. So Firepower doing a fantastic job here at the moment, into 5th place on those hard tyres. And Tidders up to 6th, so he's making progress as well through the field. Tidders, don't know obviously much about Tidders, or knowing nothing about him actually. So clearly knows how to drive fast. As he comes down now towards Murray's, facing down Firepower. Silly Shots in. He's coming off the hard tyres, so he has done the minimum 3 laps. With Sai as well, he's coming in too, so a couple of the hard compound drivers are in for their change. Rod in 6th place now. Conrad normally up at the sharp end. Now, whether this is necessarily one of his favourite circuits though. Never had a great record round here by all accounts, and well, we'll see. Obviously still early in this race, so we'll see where he ends up after the stops are filtered through, but 6th place is okay. Going into lap 4, he's still got the other guys ahead of him in his sight, so maybe just taking his times on those hard tyres. He's obviously happy with how they feel, unlike the other guys that have come in and changed. He feels that he can make a bit of progress on them, get some of those laps out of the way. It's a long race round here, 22 laps, with over a 2-minute lap. So, looking at a good 50-minute race in total here, at least. Sliding it through, down through the dipper, and well, he done well to not hit the wall there actually. He had to really think about what he was doing. He was drifting it all the way through, but did well not to actually touch any of the walls. Crossbones in 7th place. That there on exit on Forest Elbow. The wall on the outside is the killer. So we see Silly Shot in 8th. Followed by Taff, who's making progress. Remember, Taff was one of them ones involved in that early coming together, and then he himself made an error which allowed Dan to go through, but Dan is gone again, hasn't he? He's back down to 12th, so Vane's through, Size through from his stop. Dan has come out on the medium. Oh, he's been in, hasn't he? So that's why he's down there. So he's come in, Dan, and he's on the medium size down there in 12th place. Lots of damage on that car, all sorts of dents and scratches on that thing after that big off on lap 1 up there between turns 2 and 3. Crossbones is now in. Daddy Dim's still in 13th. Medium tyres, looks like he's come in and changed recently. Firepower, Crossbones are both in, coming off of their high tyres. Aspect now, well, we see him take the lead, didn't we? And he's getting away from Nath now. As he comes up through McPhillamy Park towards Skyline. Great shot of the area around here, right there at the highest point of the course as they come through the dipper. And as I mentioned at the start of the race, this is actually a public road that local residents use that live around here. Actually on the road there are actually residential properties that are scattered around this course, primarily near the top of the mountain. This is almost like their driveway, that these guys are driving on. This would be the day-to-day road that they would use to go and get their groceries, their barbecue food or whatever the hell they eat over there. And well, can you imagine coming down here in your day-to-day car, just cruising down through the chase, unlike these guys who are heading down there over 100 mile an hour. As we watch Colesberg coming down towards Murray's to start lap 6. In 3rd place, Colesberg. Soft tyres now. All our guys here at the front are all on soft tyres, so top 3 Then we've got Tidders, who's now to 4th place on the medium tyres. Interesting to see how Tidders gets on. So far, so good, it would seem. Conrad to 5th place, who's trying to chase down Tidders. Up towards turn 2, Griffin's Bend. Great bend that one, a great corner that one. If you can get that right, it really feels lovely. Now, this is tricky. You just clip that inside, not literally, but you clip that inside wall there. And then it's hard on the brakes through the cutting. Then up the other side through Quarry Corner. Reed Park. Into Solomon Park and through McPhillamy Park. This is where all the residential homes are. Their driveways. Can't quite see them just out of shot there, but they are there as we see Conrad now right up behind Tidders. Great battle here. Conrad looked quick through the top of the mountain there, didn't he? Now, what about through the Dipper? Yeah, well controlled, both of them, and Tidders all got pressure all over from Conrad now as they hit the brakes at Forest Elbow. And look at Silly Shot as well. He's joined them and he's on the soft tyres. Looks like he's actually been in and come out on the soft tyre, so stint 2 for him is the softs. Now he should, in theory, be able to catch these guys ahead of him as they're mediums and hards respectively. Got to watch this battle though as we see Conrad try and have a go around the chase. I mean, you can do it, but it's tough. It's really tough. You really do not want to be going through there side by side, and Conrad probably did the wise thing there and backed off as they come now down towards Murray's again. Now Silly Shot, look at him on the back of these two, and he's going to get the run on Conrad through the final corner as they cross the line to start lap 7. There's actually 2 start or finish lines here. Start line is actually just after Murray's corner, the final corner, just as you go round there. But the actual finish line is further down that main straight, about halfway down. Silly Shot now gets the run on Conrad up Mountain Straight. He's on the inside. He should get this done. He does. Does he run it wide? He doesn't. No. Tidders is now under pressure from Silly Shot. Silly Shot looking really strong, looking for 4th place, but not through here. He's not. You've got to be a little bit careful. Yeah, really good driving through there, new lot. It's tricky to get the car stopped there, and especially when you've got cars all the way around you. Be really, really precise on the brakes. Good 3-way battle here for 4th, 5th and 6th place. So they come through McPhillamy, cross towards Skyline now, down into the S's and the Dipper. Still, as they work through there, Silly Shot going to fancy a go, I reckon, down the Conrad Straight as he comes out here from the Forest Elbow. Does he get a run on Tidders? I think he will. You know, he's on those soft tyres. Tidders on the mediums, but looks like Silly Shot's going to get him. Depends how close he can get, because you don't, as I say, don't want to be going side by side through the chase, and he may not get this done. Maybe just a bit too late. Right on the chase now. He is going to have a go. Yeah, sets him up nicely. Yeah, on the outside through the chase, and that meant he was on the inside going through. Right hander, left hander, sorry. And that puts him up to 4th place as Tidders has another look at the final corner at Murray's, and he does get that done. Gets his stop, does he? Oh, he does. So good battle here, but yeah, Silly Shot wasn't expecting that from Tidders. Got the move done straight away. Tidders got it past, but then got it done again on Silly Shot, and now Silly Shot's had a bit of a wiggle, and that's allowed Conrad. They're going to run in him up the mountain straight here from Hell's Corner, and means Silly shot back to 6th, so was momentarily in 4th place, wasn't he? Down to 6th place again. So great battle this. Go back behind them, back to Firepower, who's in 7th place on the soft tyres. He's come in and come out on the soft. Was up to about 5th place, I think, prior to going in. So dropped a couple of places, but looking okay there in 7th. Then we've got Dan in 8th, who's had a disaster at the start, didn't he? And he's going to find it tough now to get any better than what he's got really at the moment. Certainly going to find it tough to get himself on the podium. Sai in 9th. Oh, and Sai runs it off through Skyline. It's going to hit the wall, and it's going to... Yeah, he's got damage now, front right. It's going to might compromise him through here. Yeah, he's really taking it slow, and yeah, you can't blame him. And then touches the wall through the dipper. Crossbones is right behind him now as he comes into Forest Elbow. That damage is still there. That's going to affect his turn. Yeah, and he did. Trying to get it stopped. Crossbones just stays behind him. Now that's cleared the damage, but Crossbones is going to surely get the run on Sire's side. He's staying out of the way or trying to, but Crossbones can't quite make it. So Sire's going to keep that 9th place for now. Crossbones then on the brakes now. He won't go for that one. So go through the chase and down now towards Murray's again. So Sire with a little moment up the top there. All started at through Skyline, got him wheels on the grass. Then couldn't control it through the S's, through the dipper. That allowed him to, well, that gave him a bit of damage, and that slowed him right down, which has allowed Crossbones to get right behind him. But didn't get the job done, didn't get the pass done, and wow, Conrod's now come back in it now. He must have just come out of the pit lane, has he, Conrod? Because let's have a quick look, because why is he? Yeah, he did. Yeah, thought he must have. Thought, why is he right on the front of him now? And that's the reason. So he has come in and come out on those medium tyres. Now he's going to stay over to the right, but I think he'll be okay. I don't think the guys behind him is going to be able to pass him. Up here from turn 2, so stays in 8th, then Sai in 9th, as we know. Crossbones in 10th, then we've got Taff in 11th behind them, and then Vane 12th on his own now. Daddy Dims 13th place in that Skechers livery. Taking it very cautious through Murray's there, so maybe he's got an issue with the car. Maybe just treating this now as a bit of a test session. So he's certainly not going flat out, is he? So maybe he has got some issues, mechanical issues, which he's just trying to sort out. But down there in 13th, there's his teammate, our leader, and the driver with the fastest lap at 2:15.8. So leader down, going up mountain straight now. Nath still in 2nd, but that gap has grown now between 1st and 2nd. Nath's tyres are looking a little bit shot. Colesberg, who's in pit lane now, being serviced. That's going to allow Silly Shot to go up to 3rd place. Tidders to 4th. And coming out of pit lane does come Colesberg, so he drops down to 5th place. So again, just a couple of places lost. He's in 3rd before he went in 5th now. He's got firepower now, breathing down his neck in 6th place. Storming up here on his soft tyres towards turn 2. So 10 laps in now, 22. It's not even halfway yet in this race, but already having all sorts of things going on. To be fair, most of them are just little errors from these guys where they're touching the barriers. Apart from that, that first coming together, the teammates at lap 1. Apart from that, really, it's just small errors that these guys have been making, just catching the walls, etc. Firepower then down through the S's and the dipper. Trying to chase down Carlsberg. Yes, caught him. So firepower on those soft tyres. Carlsberg on those brand new mediums. Does look like firepower's got a bit more pace in him. He's going to be lining up Carlsberg here down Conrod Straight, although it's going to be too far back to make a move. Down there now, Nath is in from 2nd place. So what does that mean for Silly Shot? Does that mean he gets 2nd? Well, he's just coming through the chase now. There's Nath. He's not even in his pit box yet, so it does seem as though Silly Shot's going to take that 2nd place off of Nath then. So that's teammate passing teammate. As he comes up, that's the start line, and then here's the finish line there. So he does go to 3rd from his... No, he doesn't actually. No, I tell a lie. Nath has actually come out into 2nd place. So I was watching Silly Shot, but actually Nath did come out in back in, or still in 2nd place, and still quite a big gap back then to his teammate in 3rd. But pretty good from these boys, 2nd and 3rd place at the moment. Halfway point of the race as well. Carlsberg in 4th, still being chased down by Firepower in 5th place. Dan in 6th. Well, he has improved. I mean, he's made up another couple of places as Dan. Still can't see him getting on the podium. But I have been proven wrong before. Still another set of stops to go, so not impossible, of course. Of course it's not. And it only takes a second to make a mistake. Any of these guys ahead of him, if they start making mistakes, pushing too hard, or just the tyres wearing thin, then Dan, providing he doesn't make a mistake, might be able to capitalise, make up some more places. But we see him now going through the S's and down through the dipper towards Forest Elbow. Those medium tyres. And actually, the guys ahead of him, Firepower and Carlsberg, I think he's catching them, you know. So, you know, take back my words. Actually, not that far behind. So he could feasibly get himself at least to 4th place. So we'll keep an eye on that then. So 6th at the moment for Dan. Crossbones in 7th, being chased still by Cy in 8th. They go through the chase now. Down past a massive hotel on the right hand side, just there. It's where all the drivers will stay after the race and before the race, or for the weekend in fact. So you see the Haribo car of Tidders in 9th now as he dives in. So he's done. Oh, now it's going to be one of the trickiest pit entrances as well here. So let's see if he managed to get through. I think he'll be okay. But to get it right through there, otherwise you will pick up a penalty, and that'd be a 3-second penalty as well. So got to be really, really careful going into pit lane here. out panorama as we see Conrad. Funny enough, going up Mountain Straight, but he has actually got a straight named after him here, hasn't he? It's the Conrad Straight, which is the other one. Opposite side to this one, Mountain. So he's in 9th place, Taff in 10th. Tiller's in 11th, Vane in 12th. Daddy Dims in 13th. Let's just go back to Dan a second and see what's happened to Firepower. Did he? I think he came in, didn't he, actually, Firepower? Which is why he's back down to 8th place. So Dan then up to 5th now. It was catching both Crossbones and Firepower. Well, Firepower obviously dived into pit lane, so he didn't have to worry about getting past him. But Dan now trying to chase down Carlsberg, sorry. Eyeing up that 4th place. No, as they go. So we complete lap 12 to start lap 13. So nine laps to run. Carlsberg, now there's that little bit of a stake through turn 1 for Carlsberg, I think it was, because Dan, and he's looking behind him and he's not looking ahead, is he? Because he just grabbed a bit of grass there. He can see Dan's closing in fast, and Dan is going to waste too much time to get past Carlsberg. Unfortunately, though, round here, from this point onwards, really, until you hit Conrad Straight, there isn't really any passing opportunities, but that's not going to stop Dan, of course. He's going to take any opportunity he can if it presents itself, and Carlsberg, it's so tight around here. Going to go around the outside. What a move from Dan. Well, I don't think I've ever seen anyone go around the outside there. Let's have a look. I mean, in fairness to Carlsberg, he did look like he was letting him go a little bit. It was giving him plenty of room, but look at this for a move from Dan. Right around the outside, great move. Just skimmed the outside wall, but perfect through there. And up to 4th place he goes, so he's got a lot of pace as Dan, and I think Carlsberg acknowledged that actually. We see that he was looking behind and knew that he was no match to the sort of pace that Dan had, so Dan went through up to 4th place, so he's on a bit of a charge now. So where is he now? He's going into Forest Elbow here. Now where's Silly Shot? Actually, he's not that far ahead. He's only coming down Conrad Straight, so he's within range, and he's on those soft tyres, which we're coming to the end of their life soon, which will mean he's got to come in. Our leader's in, Aspect, so where does that put Nath? And then Nath, is he going to follow our leader in? Yes, he's going to do exactly the same, so both on the same strategy, so our leaders are in. So that went out, mean Silly Shot. No, he's coming in as well, so top 3 are in. Dan, he's got an opportunity. No, they're all diving in. So all of them have dived in here at the end of lap 13. So will be their final stint at Carlsberg. In the meantime, we'll take, I was going to say we'll take the lead, but he'll probably go into 2nd. He has. Nath is in his box still, so yeah, Aspect is out, so our leader's gone and he's up already, up at turn 2. And Griffin's up through the other side, through the cutting now is Aspect, so he's a long way ahead. Hasn't improved on his fastest time with 2:15.8, but it's kind of irrelevant at this stage. Main thing is to get the maximum points, and being our championship leader, it's not letting up, is he? Going into this one, 250 points he had. I think that was around about 40 odd points, 45 points ahead of 2nd place. So good lead in the championship does Aspect. Colesberg, who's actually got pretty fresh tyres there, so he's actually already been in and changed on the medium tyres. Now that should see him through to the end, I would imagine. Or has he? I don't know if he's been on his hard tyres, but I'd imagine this is his last stint. He's there in third, also on the mediums. Be looking to get that second place back. Already almost on the back of Colesberg, coming through the dipper. So Nathan then, I don't think it's going to be long before he attacks Colesberg. The Conrod straight now. He goes chasing down Colesberg. I think he's going to get it done on this particular occasion, but I fancy he'll get it done on the next lap around at some point. Through the chase down past the hotel towards Bowies. So let's go on board with Nath, shall we? Let's watch him chasing down Colesberg and see if he does get that move. Up towards Hill Corner now, turn 1. 4. Going up this mountain straight. 1 kilometres long. As long as Conrad, that's about 1.9 kilometres, but staying out to the left as he now drops it down to about third or second. Third for Nath, use all the outside. Now up towards the cutting, staying right to the right, clip that inside wall there. Now hard on the brakes, this is where it goes really light through here. I think Colesberg just hits a little bit of the inside wall, and right up behind him now goes Nath, and here we go, the move's on, although not through here it's not going to be, he's going to have to just sit behind him. This is what I mean, this is how narrow it is as they come through Solomon Park, through McPhillamy Park, down across Skyline. Nath just backing off a little bit as he hits the brakes here at the top, through the S's, through the dipper. Again, just going really light through there. You're almost on 3 wheels through there at one point. Then hard on the brakes at the top of the hill for Forest Elbow. Now he's going to line up Colesberg along here. There's no doubt about it. As we come down the Conrod Straight. Watching it actually, the slipstream's going to start coming to effect now. Here we go. Is he going to be too late? Is he surely going to? Is he going to have a go down here at the chase? I think he is, you know. Very risky move, but if you can hit that inside curve, which if you're on the outside, yeah, no, he's done that well. The car is behind him now. You can see in the rearview mirror there. There he is. So the job did get the job done. Did Nath, and up to second place he goes. But because of the lack of passing places up at the top of the mountain, it's just lost him more time over the leader Aspect, because you've got to sit behind the car in front, just wait until the opportunity is there. But Aspect has got a lovely lead as he exits the cutting now. Nath and Colesberg, our second and third place drivers, are only just coming through turn 2. Griffiths up towards the cutting. So that's your gap, a massive gap really Aspect's got now. We've got Silly Shot in fourth. So again, looking really good for top 5 finish here for Silly Shot. Then up to 5th place. actually, he's got their fastest lap, I've just noticed, is now a 2:15.5. So I think he's actually beating Aspect's time that was there for most of this race by about 3/10. And he's still putting in faster sectors as well. Another 2.5 tenths there for Dan, and he looks like he's really got it on through. That's really good through there from Dan. Looks like he's got the car dialed in now. A bit of understeer. It's just Ricardo going through Forest Elbow. It does look like he's got a lot of pace, does Dan. Stick with him and just see if he does improve on his time. There is a sector now, or a timing line now. He is, yep, he's actually improved. He's got up to over 3/10 now as Dan. So looking good to get himself up into 2:15, 1 or 2 here. Low 2:15's pretty good time, you know. See as he comes across the line. Remember, it's not this first line, it's the second line. So it's not that one where the bridge is. It's this one right here. And he does actually lost a bit of time in the end. So actually just improves by about 1/10, but still improves to 2:15.4 now then for Dan. Firepower in 6th place. No pressure whatsoever from Firepower, but seems to like this place, this Firepower. The heads up mounting straight now. That'd be a good result if he can finish where he is at the moment. I think everybody's now probably done all their stops. We see Taff under pressure from Sai, 7th and 8th now. Sai lining him up. This has got to be, it's got to be a move up here. A turn 2 for Sai. This is definitely a passing opportunity, but Taff just put his car just to the right by a fraction, just enough to stop Sai from diving up the inside there. So good driving from Taff, good defensive work as well. Come through the cutting. I don't think it's over for Taff. I think he's going to be having that pressure from Sai all the way across the top here. What was a yellow flag? Now, why have we got a yellow flag? Someone's turned round, haven't they? And who's that? That's not our leader, surely. Who is it? Oh no, I think it's Daddy Dims, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Well, he's on those hard tyres. Let's see what happened. In fact, he's not moved for a little while, has he? So I think maybe he's obviously off. He's been off up there at the top of the mountain, but clearly it's car's not starting. He can't get it moved, so there's going to be a yellow flag through that sector. Be no passing through there until that gets cleared. He was in 13th place, was Daddy Dims, but whatever it was, he's got himself stranded up there at Skyline in the kitty litter. Yeah, his teammate Aspect is about to come across him. There are the yellow flags. There is Daddy Dims there on the outside, and surprised the guys. Tow truck hasn't been out and they haven't got a safety car for that, but yellow flags out anyway, we know that. As we just look back here, because I've just noticed, look at this lot going on. Looked it on the map, and Dan's on the back of this lot here, headed up by Nath actually. So this is all closed up really tight now between our two teammates in 2nd, 3rd for Silly Shot, Holsberg in 4th, Dan in 5th now. All of a sudden, I'm saying about Dan maybe not getting up on them podium places, but all of a sudden, lap 18 of 22, he's got them all in his sights. Everyone apart from our leader Aspect, he can see. Danny's going to be on a charge, and he's just got to get past Colesberg now, which I think there's a bit of a tag there going into Forest Elbow, but Dan's going to have another go down here along Conrod Straight. It's just being held up a little bit by Colesberg. You see the two teammates ahead of them. Their own private battle, but Dan is going to have a go down here, although will he have a go down here in the chase? Yes, he is. He's going to have a go now. We've seen it can be done, and yeah, he does it on the outside again, does Dan. So up to 4th place. So he's putting this extra push in. He's on those soft tyres for these final few laps. Colesberg dies in. So now it's a straight fight between Dan and the two teammates, Silly Shot and Nave, ahead of him for that podium place. Aspect looks like he's got this one wrapped up, but this is where it's at now. So we've got Nath on the medium tyres, we've got his teammate Silly Shot on medium tyres as well, clearly on the same strategy, and then Dan on those softs in 4th place. He's going to be pushing hard. He's going to be a bit quicker on those softs, but you don't want to be pushing too hard and having nothing left on those softs by the time the end of this race comes around. We've still got, well, pretty much 4 laps to go to the end. Just needs to take it a little bit easy. He can see the guys ahead of him, so there's no need to really push too hard. He's got the time as well. Just needs to try and save those tyres as much as he possibly can. Mediums ahead of him are going to be fine in terms of wear for the remainder of this race. Stranded car of Daddy Dims is still there, so it's still no passing to be had here. Silly Shot just stays behind his teammate. It'd be interesting here as well to see if Silly Shot gets the move on his teammate. Looks like he has got a little bit more pace at this point. Nath, does he let him go along here? So head on down the Conrod Straight now towards the end of this lap 19. Our leader's in, so actually our leader is in. We did have a massive gap, didn't he? A Silly Shot has an attack on his teammate Nath. Going into the chase. Gets it done, and I think Nath did give him that actually, in fairness. So Silly Shot up to 2nd then. What can he do? Where's our leader Aspect? Well, he's not in his pit lane yet, is he? Just going in now. So Silly Shot could actually take the lead here. It depends how quickly Aspect and his team get this job done. Now I think they're out. They are. So actually it's close right in, but he still does come out in the lead, and he's on those hard tyres. So he has left the hard tyres to the end. He's got 3 laps, those hard tyres, which of course is the minimum. So he is leaving them right to the end, but then you've got these fast guys behind him, and there he is in the distance, and there's got these 3 that's going to be hunting him down now on those quicker tyres. So what a grandstand finish we're going to have here, as Nath has another little look at his teammate. Now is he going to do a bit of a wingman job here, Nath, and try and hold up Dan, stop him from coming through to allow Silly Shot to just get away. Now there was a little bit of a tag on the back from Dan. He just touched the rear quarter of Nath there, or was it just a wiggle? Let's have a quick look. Not sure if there was touch, or was it just Nathan's back end coming round. Let's have a quick look here. Just coming through the cutting. Hard to tell from that angle. To me, it looked like just had a little touch from Dan coming through. So Dan did make it though, so he's up to the podium places now. That's why you never listen to my predictions, because they're always wrong. So up to 3rd he goes. Chasing down Silly Shot in 2nd, and ahead of him is Aspect, who's not that far ahead. Actually, the car ahead of Silly Shot at the moment is actually our back markers. It's vain, isn't it? I thought that was Aspect. Aspect is actually already going down Conrod Straight, but not that far ahead. Dane's going to just stay out of the way of this lot, I would imagine. There's Aspect in the distance going up over the top of the hill, but Silly Shot needs to get past Vane because he can see Dan coming and he don't want to be held up. Otherwise, that's going to bring Dan right into play. Vane's not. Oh, he does now. I was going to say he didn't. He wasn't letting him go, but he did there, Vane. And now Dan's turn to try and get past Vane. Nath behind him. Vane trying his best to get out of the way. Does stick to the left. It's going to allow both Dan and Nath to get through. Here at turn 1. Well, Vane's not slowing down. He's trying to get out of the way, and then he tries to get out of the way, and it's all getting a little bit messy through turn 1. And when they did make it through, and they stay as they are, Dan in 3rd, Nath in 4th. Silly Shot, he has got away from them after that little bit of messing around there. Just allowed Silly Shot to get away from both Dan and Nath. So up to 2nd he goes, and that Dan and Nath battle still going on up towards the cut in here. I still think Nathan Aspect's got this one, but Nathan, he's not going to give up either, is he? He wants that podium. He's on better tyres as well compared to Dan, but Dan is on them quicker tyres. It's just how much longer those tyres are going to last. They're on the penultimate lap now, so he should be okay. It's just that right front that's going to start giving him a little bit of trouble. If he's not careful, still looking pretty quick, although obviously lost time this lap around due to being held up a little bit at turn 1. Trying to get past back markers, but Dan gets through the Forest Elbow ahead of Nath. Now down Conrod Straight for the penultimate time. There's Silly Shot. So where's our leader? Aspect. He's going through the chase and down past the hotel to start the final lap. Aspect, our leader, again from pole position on the final lap now. 3.8 miles left to run for Aspect to get victory again, with Silly Shot in 2nd, Dan in 3rd. Dan's going to final push for Dan on this final lap. What can he do? Has he got enough to catch Silly Shot? I think he has, but it's going to be difficult to pass. You know it's difficult through the mountain, unless he can get himself right up behind Silly Shot before they get to the Conrod Straight. Then he might have an opportunity. If he doesn't, I think Silly Shot's got it. Nathan's probably run as much as he can, although obviously still pretty close behind Dan, but whether he's got much more, I don't know. His fuel's very low. They've all pretty much got low fuel. Silly Shot very low. Aspect also flashing on the red, but it was okay. He looks okay. A little bit more ragged, but he's on those hard tyres, but he's looks fine. They haven't moved. They're not going to bother moving. The car of Daddy Dims is stranded there up at Skyline, but end of the race now, so probably won't worry about that. But actually Silly Shot looks like he has done enough to get that 2nd place, but still this battle goes on between Dan and Nath, and Nath now has just caught up, and then tyres now probably giving Dan a bit of jip. He's struggling, and Nath might well grab that 3rd place off him, because he's going to get a great run down here Conrod Straight, and he's going to be looking for that 3rd place. Dan's going to defend for his life down here. Can he hold him off? There is also a passing opportunity down at the final corner at Murray's. If he doesn't get it done, and he's pulling out now, is Nath as they come through again, get through the chase. Dave's going to have to go around the outside, and Dan's not going to make it easy, and they're going to be running off here. And there he goes, Nave's off. Well, we've got to go back to our leader because he's going to be coming round the final corner as we watch them having fun back there. Aspect then will get the victory here at Mount Panorama. Well done. Ahead of Silly Shot. Good second place for him. And then we've got a battle between Dan and Nave, and Dan's going to grab it just in third, ahead of Nave in fourth. Good battle there. Then Firepower in fifth place. Really good from Firepower. He'll be pleased with that one. So fifth place for Firepower then. As he comes to cross the line now to complete the race. Well done, Colesberg. Will grab sixth, just ahead of Sai, does he? Yes, he does. Colesberg sixth, Sai in seventh. Another good race here. Crossbones in eighth. Taff will come in ninth place with Tidders. Our wild card looks like he's going to finish in 10th, just ahead of Conrad, who surprisingly back there in 11th. I don't think, as I say, I think it was his favourite circuit. He will get 11th place. And Vane finished in 12th. And we know that Daddy Dims, who's actually got his car going in the end, will finish in 13th place. So Conrad did actually get the fastest lap in the end, a 2:15.0. So did put in some fastest laps at the end there, did Conrad. But that is the race here at Bathurst. 2 more rounds to go. We've got Monza, and then we finish it at in Belgium at Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. So 2 more great races ahead of us to finish the championship. And what a championship it's been. So thank you for watching this one. Join me for round 9 soon. And remember to click that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching again. Bye for now.